My name is Lashonia Thompson-El. I'm a restorative justice facilitator, and I'm also the executive director of The Wire, Women Involved in Reentry Efforts. When I was 19 years old, I became involved in all sorts of violence and drugs and basically an unhealthy lifestyle. And I landed myself in prison. I stayed in prison for 18 years, and I was released in 2011 on parole. When I got sentenced, I remember that the victims' families was on one side of the courtroom and my family was on the other side of the courtroom. And I said something like, I hope the family will one day find it in their hearts to forgive me. And I thank my family for supporting me through the process. But I remember that I felt my voice cracking and that I wanted to say so much more, but my ego kicked in. And it's so sad that you would have an ego in a situation like that. But I remember looking at the very white judge on the very high bench in his robe, and I was thinking, I will not let him see me break. And so I just stopped saying whatever it is that I probably had planned to say in my head, and I just took it. My change process started the moment I became incarcerated. There's like a 72-hour period or something when you have to be sort of like quarantined. And I just remember reflecting on my life the entire time. And I just remember tracing my life from when I was really, really young. And I processed how I got to that moment. And I was able to remember how I used to be afraid to fight, and I used to run, and my older siblings and my parents would chastise me and make me fight. So I thought about all those things and all those events. And from that moment forward, I knew that I had to do some things to try to improve myself, better myself, especially if there was a chance that I would ever get out of prison. Whenever people ask me about like my transformation process, I feel like they're always looking for some type of eloquent response. But it was just simply a process I had to go through to change my thinking and change my lifestyle and create new ways of thinking and create a new lifestyle. So I did things academically. I began to exercise. I got into therapy. I converted to Islam, and I just began to develop different values. And I did a lot of reading and studying and working on myself, and I was able to transform my life. I had a lot of good people in my life. So I was able to study and learn and just like really get to know myself. The environment that I came from, I was cultivated to learn negative behaviors. So I had to unlearn those things and relearn some new things. And when I came home, somehow or another, I ended up working in criminal justice, working in reentry. Initially, I worked at the mayor's office on returning citizen affairs, doing reentry work with women that was coming home. And while I was there, I started The Wire. I ended up doing restorative justice work after that, where I'm able to work most specifically with girls in a lot of the schools and girls who have incarcerated parents, and holding circle and holding safe spaces for girls to process their trauma and build their resilience to trauma. I really hope people can understand that like violence is a disease, that I know I wasn't always sick. I believe that violence truly does transmit from one person to the other. I believe that exposure to violence makes it more likely that people will become violent. So what we're saying is basically what we're teaching. And if we expect for things to change, then we have to start modeling some new behavior.